Good morning. It's day 115, June 12th. It's about 8 o'clock. I've been hiking for an hour and a half and no issues overnight. Did have some issues starting out this morning. The trail's been very challenging, other than the parts you see right now. I've just now gotten to the point where I thought I could walk and film at the same time, but it's been very rocky and rooty, and I barely left the shelter when I couldn't find the trail. I walked straight ahead into a clearing and the trail took a sharp right. Of course, there wasn't a double blaze. There was an obscure weather-worn sign that I missed, but that had me puzzled for a few seconds. And it's just been, the trail's been so obstructed that I just haven't been able to get into a rhythm. And when I saw kind of open trail, I started to take a few steps and stepped on a little rock or root about an inch or so high and rolled my ankle. Didn't injure myself, thank goodness, but rolled it probably as bad as I've rolled it the entire trip. And you know, it's not the rocks and roots that you see, it's the ones that are barely sticking up out of the ground. Something like this right here. You step on that, like with a corner of your foot like that, that just rolls your ankle if you've got a good pace going. Or something like this root right here. You miss seeing that, step on it. That's why a guy yesterday said to me, "You're almost done." I said, "Well, I'm not really thinking about that. Right now I'm thinking about Killington. And if I make it to Killington, I'll think about the next big milestone. Because one false step out here and you sprain your ankle really badly or break your ankle, and your trip is done for the season. And I know for me personally, that means my chance of doing a through hike from start to finish in my lifetime will be done as well, because if I had to get off the trail at this point because of an injury, I would just come back to where I got injured and finish from there. I would not go back to the beginning and start over. But hopefully that won't happen. But there's no guarantees. Along those same lines, a viewer named Spokes asked me some questions, and thank you, Spokes, for being a loyal viewer and commenter. But he asked me how many times I've fallen. I made it all the way through the Smokies, got into Tennessee without falling. Even the snow in the Smokies, I didn't have a fall. But coming out of Irwin, that snow, I think between Beauty Spot and Greasy Creek, I probably fell 5 times. And I think I fell a couple times the next day, somewhere around Roan Mountain. But since I've gotten out of the snow, I have had no falls. So kind of hate to even talk about it, because falling is a reality out here. And some people get hurt when they fall, because there's a lot of hard things to fall on, as you can see. Spokes' other question was about hammocks, and Quite honestly, I don't know a lot about hammocks. I haven't spoken with the hammockers about hammocks because I just don't have an interest in hammocking. When I looked into hammocks, I couldn't find a hammock setup that was under 3 pounds, and that's just too heavy. I wanted to be under 2 if possible, and my 10 is 1.5 pounds, and the stakes get me up closer to 2, so but I just prefer getting in my tent and laying out everything, you know, everything that I need at hand, whether it be my headlamp or my trail guide or extra clothes if I need them during the night. And it just seems to me with a hammock you have to work harder to make things available and to make adjustments during the night. Folks had some other questions, but I really don't remember what they were. I'll have to get to those in another segment. Today, I was going to do 20 to a shelter, I think it was W.B. Douglas. And I was looking at the trail guide last night and noticed that shelter is a 1/2 mile off the trail. And I really don't want to do a 1/2 mile off the trail. So I found that there's another shelter 3 miles north of that Douglas shelter, and so I want to try to go there. So that'll be a total of 23 today. And another advantage is it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so that would be 3 more miles I have to do in the dry and not have to hike in the rain tomorrow. I mean, I'll still have to hike in the rain, but 3 less miles in the rain. Alright, as you can see, the trail's getting obstructed again. I need to give it my full attention. So until the next segment, this is Reboot, heading north. Another beaver bog. Looking at the dam and the lodge in the background there. I made it to the top of Stratton Mountain and getting ready to go up in the fire tower here. Should be some nice views. I'm at the top of the Stratton Mountain fire tower. And it is really gusty. I'm so glad that there's glass up here, otherwise I probably wouldn't be able to stay up here. But what an incredible view. One thing I forgot to mention while I was up here is that it was in this vicinity that the concept of the Appalachian Trail was created, when Benton Mackay was hiking in these mountains almost 100 years ago. This is Stratton Pond. It's absolutely gorgeous. I wish I had more time to spend here. I still have a little over 8 miles to go. This is the view from Prospect Rock, looking down on Manchester. This is going to be the wrap-up video for day 115. This is the Spruce Peak shelter. I'm staying in the shelter tonight. And had a really good day today. Really enjoyed Stratton Mountain, and Stratton Pond was beautiful. It's probably one of the most beautiful places I've seen since I've been on a trail. And I wish I could have spent more time there, but got to 23 miles in today to this shelter, and I want to hopefully do 17 tomorrow before it starts raining around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So if I can get to that shelter and get inside before it rains, then my plan will have worked out well. But for tonight, I'm in this shelter. There's only 2 other hikers in there, so hopefully be a good night. So with that, it's all good in the woods.